Hello CreateStudio user. In this tutorial I will show you how to create a nice particles effect in CreateStudio free. As a freebie you will get the following CreateStudio project file. This is first this one. And you also get the project file for this animation. Let's play it. Okay, let's begin. I have to say that this particles effect takes a lot of computer resources. So if you have a weak computer, it could be that you run in difficulties. Okay, let's begin. I go with a new project. The canvas color I leave here to black, and let's go to the effects and components, and then particles. I will go with a duration of 10 seconds. If you need a longer duration, you have to go with your duration. And now let's begin with the settings. Go with the shape circle. With the count, I go to 1000. With the size 2. Let's close this shapes tab here. And now the colors. I go with 8 colors. The first one is white, and if you want to have this ball effect, you have to go into the color settings, then go with the third here at the top. This is the radial gradient, and with the second color point you go to black, and now you have this nice ball effects. Then let's go with another color. Let's begin with red. Next one, let's go orange. Then yellow, green, blue, or turquoise. Let's go with something here. Then next is blue. And then let's go with a purple color. Something like this. Okay. I forgot to go here with the speed. I go a little bit down, let's say 8. With rotation, I leave the default. I also go with pulsating and swinging. Orbiting is okay. I don't want blinking. Okay. So let's play this. Now I have something like this. I need more of these balls, so I go and duplicate this track, and here I go with another shuffle. I duplicate again, go with another shuffle, and duplicate again, and go with another shuffle. This takes a lot, as I said, a lot of computer resources, so perhaps you better go with 2 or with 3 duplicates and not with 4, as I do. Let's play this. Okay. Let's now group this. Therefore, I go with Controller Command A and then Controller Command G. And let's rename this to Particles. Okay, this was the first step. Now the text. I go with the default text. Let's bring it on the timeline and increase the duration to the duration of the particles. And I go with a scale of 400 and double click it and go with Create Studio. I leave the settings here except the line height I go to 80. So that I now have here this, and let's rename this particles text track mat. And I make a duplicate of it and call this text gradient. And I make another duplicate and call this text gradient border track mat. Okay, let's now first go and make here a track mat with the particles and the text. Therefore, I'll go in Properties, Track Mat, Particle Text Track Mat. You see that you see nothing. I go with Alpha. Let's scroll down. When I now go with... Oh, I forgot something. You see now the particles are in. What I forgot is here with the text to go with the paddings to 0. I make this also for the other, or for the duplicates. This is because of the gradient and so on. Okay. Now you see I go here. You see that now I have this nice particles effect here with the text track mat. And here let's only go here with text gradient. And therefore I go with one of my normal gradients. Let's go with this here. This is the first one, which has also all colors in it. So that I now have a gradient like this. But I only need here an outline. So I go with the border track mat. Go here with the color opacity to 0. Then border, let's make this white, and the width with 10 pixels. You can go with more or less. I go here with 10. And then I go for text gradient and track mat. And now with the mask for text gradient border track mat. So now I have something like this. Okay. Let's now group both of the track mats here with the particles and gradient. So I go and select this one, Control or Command G. And let's rename this to text border top. Let's go into the group. You see here a little problem, but when I go into the group and go back out of the group, everything's okay. But I need here another canvas size, so I go here, not with the custom size, I go with 1080p. Let's go back. And now let's also group the two tracks here below. Controller Command G. And let's call this particles with text track mat. Particles. And let's go also into the group. And you see here 1080p is okay. And let's go back. And now I have something like this here. Nice. What I forgot is, you see the direction is going down. I want the direction of the particles going up. So I go here with particles, properties, and I flip it here vertical. So now I have a more up direction of the particles. Go back to the main group. Okay. So to get now an extrusion for the border, we have to make a lot of duplicates with the text border. I don't want to make this also with the particles, because then you have difficulties with all the layers and all the particles and so on, because we have to duplicate this at least 20 times. So it's better to go only with the border. And the next thing is here. Let's begin with an animation. And as I said before, it's very important that the canvas size of this here, 1080p, is the same as for the particles with text. Also 1080p, otherwise it will not work. So let's now begin with an animation. I go here with position and rotation. With the easing, because I want this from outside the canvas, I go with out soft, but this is up to you. And I go, let's say, with 2 seconds to see this better. If you want the animation also at the end goes outside again, it's better to go now with the animation. So let's make this here. It's not in the project file, but I will make it here so that you see it. Let's say this rotation will stand about 3 seconds. Let's go to the 5-second mark, make another animation. Here I go with easing in soft, and with the properties I go here also with position and rotation, 2 seconds. You have to be clear of your animation, because you will now duplicate this 20 times, and if you make here a mistake or you are not clear with your animation, you have to later to make this for all the elements. So it's easier to be clear at the beginning. And I also make this animation for the particles with the text track mat. So I go with add animation, position, rotation, easing, out, soft, same length, and also here at ending, at animation, in soft properties, position, rotation, 2 seconds. Okay. Let's now go first to the rotation. Therefore, I go with, let's say, 60 degrees. And I also go with the perspective. I also go with 60. I think this looks a little bit better than with going with the default 88. And I make the same for the particles. 60 and 60. So now I have something like this. And here it goes back. If this is okay for you and you don't need here position animation, this is also okay, but I want to go here out. Let's first go and I think I go first with guide here, because you see that the text is not nice centered. So let's go with the position here 10 pixels down. I'll go with shift and arrow key down. So I think now it's better. Let's make the same here. And let's bring this here and make this also at the beginning. And here at the end. 10 pixels down. Can also make this later, but I will make it now. And now let's go and begin with the text border. And I go now to the left with the X. Let's try minus 1800. Oh, let's go with, let's say 1900. Okay. I make the same here at the other layer. Minus 1900. And now I have something like this. So let's play it. Will be a little jaggy, but so it's okay. And with the, at the end we go here also, I think, why not going to the other side? Let's try it, how it looks. Let's go to 1900. And let's go here to 1900. Let's see how this looks. Let's play it. Okay, it comes in, rotation, and it goes out, rotation. I think this is okay. This is up to you how you want to have this. With the position here in the middle part, we go later, but this is better to make later if you want to change the text or to change the gradient. Okay. Let's go now to this point. And now we go with the extrusion. Therefore, we duplicate the border top. and go with the second one here and rename this to Extrusion. Okay, the extrusion has to be darker than the top layer, so I go with effect, color correction. Let's bring this here. And let's go here with the brightness to -50. You will not see anything. And now I think this is the easiest way, is to go with here in the properties, we go with the X to, I want the extrusion to go here to the left. So I go with, let's begin with -20. So now I have this size of the extrusion at the end. Because now it's easier to duplicate and go with the arrow key to the right as the opposite way. Okay, let's now go with the duplicate and the arrow key right one time. Okay, duplicate and arrow key right one time. So I go now 1 pixel in. I will go and show you this a little better here. I'm on low mode, so it's easier to go because of the computer. So let's duplicate, right arrow key one time. And now let's go on, duplicate, duplicate, right arrow, duplicate, 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 one to the right, and so on. So let's now see the properties. I'm on -5. I have to go until -1. So I have to go with this another 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm now here with -1. And let's go with the F key to show all. When I now go here and bring this in, I have now this nice extrusion. Let's scroll in, let's go to editing mode high so that you see it now better. This looks now very, very nice. Okay. Now the computer makes a little problems. So I better go back to editing mode low and F key. Okay. And also the out animation is here. You see. Nice. Also outside the canvas I go, let's scroll a little in and let's show outside the canvas. You see at the beginning there's no extrusion. And when I go in then the extrusion comes here in. Nice. F key and hide here. Okay. What you also see is that the particles are at the bottom of the extrusion. If you want to have this at the top, you have to go and bring this now up. Let's bring this up. And you will see the difference in 1 second. So now I think I go with the border. I go up here. So, and now I go to high mode You see now the particles are at the top. But what I want is I want them in the middle range of the extrusion. So I'm looking for the -10 properties are -7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. And let's go here with a track below. Let's go back to low. Ah, nice. Properties -11. I have to go here with a track below and bring this particle element down to this here. So now it's in the middle. I go with high mode to see this better. Okay. You don't have to do it, but it's also better to match the settings of the extrusion at this. -10, so I go here with, I'm here on -1, don't know why. Let's go to -10. So it goes to the left, but what you also see is that you have now this problem. So I go to -9. Now everything's okay, nice centered. And let's go back to low mode. Okay, let's now play this. F key. Now this going in. And this going out. Okay. Let's now go and group this all. And therefore, let's go. Let's wait a little bit for grouping. Yes, I go with this. I go with Control or Command A and then Control or Command G. So now I have this group. Let's rename this particles text. Let's call it with border. And here we now can make the adjustments here so that the this is in the center of the canvas. I think I also go with a little down with the scale, only a little one. And let's go here with, let's say, let's scale it to 90. So you see you have more problems here than before. It's outside and let's go in. I think this is the right size. If this is okay for you, you can leave it so. If you have here a Tom or another character who explains something, this is also nice, but in this case I want to go to the center, and therefore I have to go with a position animation, the same as before in the group. So I go with position and easing out soft. This is the same and it should have the same length, also 2 seconds. And now I'm here. And I want this also for the out animation. Therefore I go to the 5-second mark as before, go with InSoft and with position, also 2 seconds. You see here is a little problem, but we can fix this easy here. So let's now see. Okay, here at the beginning we can go a little bit in. We don't need this 1900. Let's go to, let's say, 1800. Okay. Now it goes in. And here to center this nicely, I go and enable snap to grid with 120. And now let's go with the arrow key. I hope this will go. Yes. Go to right shift and right arrow key. Let's bring it. You see we have here for 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and here also. And then we go another step to the right. I think this is okay. What we can do now to make it nearly perfect, we can go and with the grid size down to 60. Now there is half in, this is half in. Okay, this is okay. Let's back here and let's play this. Goes in. And now it goes out. And here we have to go a little more out. Properties. Let's bring this more to the right. I think this is okay. Something like this number. Now we are centered. Let's see again. Nothing changed, yes, and here it goes out. Let's disable snap to grip. And now let's play it. Goes in. And goes out. Okay. The next step, or one of the last steps, is now to bring order in the chaos here with all these text layers. What I look first is, I want to go here. If you only want to change the text or the text size, you can now link them all together. But if you want to change, let's say, the gradient, it's better to go with what I'm showing you now. Okay. Let's begin to look. I'm now looking for the particle track mat, and therefore I go here a little bit through because I looking for a color, for a white color here. Let's go up. I hope I'm not too wide up. No, I think. Let's go a little more up. This here. This is the particle track mat, where the color of the text is only white. Okay. So to find this in the easy edit properties, I go and make here a track mat. You see, this will not look good here, but we can change this later. But to identify now, this element, it's very easy. It's here. So let's go with particles, track matte. And let's bring this down to the bottom. Okay. And let's go back here, and here I can now go and delete this track matte addition so that I'm now back. The next one is when you click on these elements, you have text, then you have the gradient, text, you have here the border. This is the white border. You see the color is the opacity is 0 of the text, and the border color is white. So, and you see this is gradient, border, gradient, border, gradient, border, gradient, border. So the best way to group them later for gradient, to make a group for gradient and a group for border, is to go into the easy edit properties, and let's go here to the second one with TM for track matte, then to the fourth one, TM, sixth one, TM, and so on. This takes now a minute or two. I don't found another solution to do this faster or easier. Perhaps you know something to divide them in track matte and gradient. Let's go track matte and track matte and track matte and track matte, and the last one should also be track matte. Otherwise you are wrong. Okay. Now we can go and order them or bring them in the right order. So I go text, 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 another one, another text, another text, another text, scroll down, and again text, 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 a lot of texts. I wish I have here more space on this window, and I think this is the last one. So let's go down. Yes, I'm fine. Okay, let's now link them, or I go here with text gradient, and here with text, I think track matte is okay, or let's say border track matte. And now let's link them. Da-da-dee. Okay, now we have all the text gradients. And now we go with border track mat, the same. Let's link them together. One, two, three. And okay. Now I have text gradient, text border track mat, and particles track mat. If I want to change here the text, I show you this in a second, you have to go with all the three of them. So let's first go and let's say you want another gradient here for the border. So now it's very easy. You go to text gradient, go to color, and then go with your gradient. Let's say I go with something like this here. It takes a little bit. So, and now I have here the gradient changed to this gradient. And when I go with this, it takes a little bit. I have now this gradient. So you see the advantages to separate here these three elements, and I also have this gradient. Let's see. Also nice. Or this one. Also nice gradient. But I go with the default one, back to the default one. Or to the first one. So now this is the method to change the gradient. What you also can do is to change the text. Therefore, as I said, you have to change all these three texts to your text. Let's say I go here with have fun. So let's go with this here and let's copy this, Control or Command C, and bring this into the other two. Control V and Control V. And now you see I have now this. It could be, no, it not could be that you now have to change the position here at the middle part. So I go back to my snap to grid. Begin with 120. And I now can go here and bring this to the left. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a little bit more. I think this is here. Okay, let's go with 60. To see it better. I'm not bad here. I can go to a few pixels to the left. Come on. I think I also can go 10 pixels. Let's try with 10. You see this all. Come on. Another 10. I think this is okay now. Let's go to this. This is too much. Okay. 2, 3. I think this is okay. And enable this, and now you have something like this. Goes to the middle and goes out. Where does it go? You see, I can now go in here at this point a few steps. And also at the beginning. Let's go a bit to the right so that we go here. Let's try 1600 minus or 1700. 1500. So now I think it's okay. And go out. You can also change the, let's go with, let's go back to 100. Problem when I go back to 100, I have to go then and adjust the position again. So let's go back to 90. But I think you know what I mean now with this kind of separation and ordering here in the easy edit properties. You can now easily change the gradient and also the text to your needs. Okay, let's go to high mode again. Let's play the last time. You now can go with a different background and so on. This is all up to you. I hope this will help you. Thank you and goodbye.